Why has Peter Obi not debunked such useless lie that somebody is lying with his name? It shows a leader that cannot even defend the truth or defend people who have even worked for him. Catch on, these are the kind of problems that Peter Obi has, attracting even street urchins, classless street urchins. So we buy you there. I saw another classless street urchin of the cookie. So cookie level, no cookie. All those rabies infested, dogs that anything you do because they are ill-bred, they are very ill-mannered, ill-tempered street urchins. These are kind of followers that he's attracting now. So we buy you there. What was that? What so we buy you there? I don't know what it is. But this, can you imagine in a society that other leaders are attracting distinguished people? The people you are attracting are street urchins of the people that fabricate things that are non-existing. Please, there is nothing wrong whatsoever in lobbying for any political post if you're a politician. So if I lobbied for any, I'll be bold enough to say I lobbied for this post. They're not a crime. What is wrong with it? Liars. Let them continue following their kind of leader that they are just. And to come back, insisting that our diversity will be respected. I'll tell you something that you may have not known. Part of the reason that Atiku Abubakar had not been president before now is insistence on respecting our diversity. In 2007, when he contested for the president, he refused to choose a fellow Muslim to be his vice. He refused to choose Bola Tinubu to be his vice. Because he said, as far as Nigeria is concerned, it must be Muslim Christian ticket. In 2015, when Buhari won in the primary election, Buhari was contemplating to choose a fellow Muslim. Buhari went to Atiku to ask for Atiku's support after the primary. Atiku told him, I will support you on one condition. You cannot choose a fellow Muslim to run. And Buhari, it was tough for him because he knew the commitment. Then after a while, he came and gave his assurance to Atiku, and Atiku Abubakar supported Buhari. So, because he is exposed, he's well traveled.
My people, I don't carry London at the mot again. Welcome to another edition of Updates with Precious. So, very, very quickly, make we look at this interview where say Kenneth Okonkwo gets with Symfoni, and as say in talk, in don't finish Oga Dr Katch on Anuju and in brother Peter Obi for inside this interview, calling both of them liars and supporters of lies and leader way they attract only street urchins. Why? Because in talk say for inside an interview, Oga Katch on Anuju in talk say in been leave Labour Party because in they expect a bigger position of a publicity secretary. So in can say that kind of thing no ever happen at all. Come finish Catch on Anuju say him we say in the PDP, which time he come become person with the Labour Party, come they lie say now you follow form the obedience movement. Say Oga Catch lie well for inside the matter. Kenneth Okonkwo also talk say as the spokesperson to the presidential candidate, say that position high past the publicity secretary of the party. So say how in go on use ask of publicity secretary, say that one at demotion. Even though say people they look and say no. The spokesperson to the presidential candidates end after election. As soon as election ends, that position end. But the publicity secretary of the party in a continuous position to continue to talk on behalf of the party and the movement and the intention of the party. Well, it don't lambast, it don't talk a lot, but waiting can they surprise people now. How it be saying use curse in brother Peter Obi, how in they lie, how in they support people where be say they lie rather and all that, and how it be saying that the kind of people when they attract street urchins them, including people where be say they do where they talk, say hey, we go do this, we go do that, say now that kind of people in the attract. Now people can say okay. But I think say you be in one hand the thing say Peter be they too calm. Him be no one protest or defend in votes. Him be they too calm to fight President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now people around them don't they radical now. Is that a problem? Or stay one place now. Which one do you want? Do you want radicals around him or you want making just continue to be as him be? Which one will be say people who don't they radical around them and don't become street urchins? Now waiting Nigerians they talk cool, not be me talking. But on the other hand, people can notice the way be say you subtly sing the praises of Atiku Abubakar. They praise Atiku Abubakar as person will be saying a unifier, will be say he gets an intention of unifying the country and all that. Oh wow, really? All this good intention where Atiku gets, now your brother Peter Obi no get at all. We're not gonna go watch excerpt of that interview and waiting in talk when they come back.
Dr. Katch on Anuju said you left the Labour Party after Peter Obi denied their request for National Publicity Secretary position. According to him, you lobbied for it. How true is that?
You know, in all honesty, at times it's not necessary answering back to people that you know that are sick. You know, a lot of people do not understand that the so-called Katch is now suffering from a degenerative mental disease that is age. You know, this disease will make you to fabricate something that is non-existent and postulate it as if it is a fact. Now, let's look at it this way. First of all, I have never had any meeting in my life between Peter Obi, Katch Ononuji, and myself. Never. You know, even a lot of journalists are really of low IQ. Anyway, with the advent of this social media and everybody's now claiming to be a journalist, I wonder why they did not even ask him, please, were you there with Peter Obi when Kenneth Okonkwo ever lobbied him for any office? Because I have never lobbied Peter Obi for any office whatsoever. So I wonder what brought such fabrication. But I understand because, like I told you, I am aware that he's suffering from a degenerative. Now, let me ask you, is it not ridiculous? Somebody is already a presidential spokesperson, and you said he went to the same person that he is speaking for to lobby to be a publicity secretary of a failed political party, because he said after the election, not even before the election. He said after the election. Does it make sense? Now, who is that person that want to go and lobby the person you're already serving for another post of a lower quality? Let me ask, please, being a presidential spokesperson and being the publicity secretary of a failed political party, which one is greater? No, if you check this government now, which one is higher? And somebody sat down and fabricated something, and people are even listening to him. Okay, now let's even listen to that Katch on Andrew interview. In that same interview, he said he was the one who brought Hope Uzodinma to contest for election. Can you imagine a rat like that? An old horse like Hope Uzodinma. Meanwhile, Hope Uzodinma is APC. He said he's still a member of PDP, meaning he was playing double APC, PDP. And he said he worked for Peter Obi. That's Labour Party. So Katch Ononuji alone is with APC, PDP, Labour Party at the same time, and you're listening to such political jobber. Now, he said Kenneth Okonkwo met them. Met you where? Because you were never, from your own analysis, you were never a member of Labour Party. Met you where? And you can imagine such empty barrel that is making the most noise, saying he was part of it that formed the obedient movement. Can you imagine? He does not even understand what the movement is. Otherwise, he wouldn't even say he was part of the one that formed the obedient movement. Was an organic movement that sprang up on its own, growing up everywhere because of the dissatisfaction of the people against the existing order. And one man that, like I said, that is mentally challenged is coming to tell lies. Fabrication. I said I have never had any meeting whatsoever between three of us for life. It never existed. They should have asked him, were you there when Kenneth Okonkwo was lobbying Peter? Have you ever had any meeting whatsoever? Three of you only. But people will just sit down and talk absolute nonsense. But here is the problem. How is it that people are lying with Peter Obi's name, and Peter Obi will hear such a thing publicly and will not react to it and will not call them to order publicly? You can never use me, Kenneth Okonkwo, to lie against Peter Obi, no matter the situation. Once you bring it publicly, because I detest lies. If it is not true, I will come out publicly to debunk it. So why have Why has Peter Obi not debunked such useless lie that somebody is lying with his name? It shows a leader that cannot even defend the truth or defend people who have even worked for him. These are the kind of problems that Peter Obi has, attracting even strict urchins, classless strict urchins. So we will buy you there. I saw another classless street urchin of the cookie, so cookie level, no cookie. All those rabies infested, dogs that anything you do, because they are ill-bred, they are very ill-mannered, ill-tempered street urchins. These are kind of followers that he's attracting now. Okay, we buy you there. What was that? What's so we will buy you there? I don't know what it is. But this, can you imagine? In a society that other leaders are attracting distinguished people, the people you are attracting are strict urchins of the people that fabricate things that are non-existing. If there is anybody who is a political jobber, who is eating from both PDP, APC, LP, is Urchin. So how can I meet somebody in a movement and in a political party that he's not a member? And he confessed, he said that he's still a member of PDP. Is there any still serious politician who is still a member of PDP? And then he is coming to call Kenneth Okonkwo unashamedly. Please, there is nothing wrong whatsoever in lobbying for any political post if you're a politician. So if I lobbied for any, I'll be bold enough to say I lobbied for this post. It's not a crime. What is wrong with it? When I left Labour Party, I was bold enough to speak out on the reason that I left Labour Party. I said, look, anarchy is going to come into this party because people who are supposed to take decision have refused to take decision. And since they've refused to take decision, I have no business remaining there because I don't like to join on serious organizations. I made it public. And by then, this level of anarchy has not even come. Meaning people now know that I'm saying the truth. So do you think it is giving up being a presidential spokesperson? I gave it up. I didn't have any political party. I didn't have any politician for months. And I said, if there's no new arrangement, no new alignment, no new coalition that will give Nigerians alternative and that can give the ruling party a run for their money, I will not be part of 2027. And somebody is saying you went to lobby for publicity secretary of a failed political party. Let me tell you the closest I came to about leadership of Labour Party. There is a member of the House of Representatives, and he's still alive now. During that convention, he came to me. He said, look, if Abure is not going to run or is not interested in the convention, there are only two persons he's interested in to be the national chairman of Labour Party. He said, you, Kenneth Okonkwo, and he mentioned one other person from the north. And I told him, say, look, if you ever sat down and contemplated Kenneth Okonkwo to be national chairman of Labour Party, then that means you don't even like Peter Obi to be president. How would it suit that somebody from Southeast will be national chairman and we want to push another person from the Southeast to be president? I said, don't even mention it again. I said, I am going to support a Northerner to be national chairman because that balancing is what is going to suit the candidacy of Peter. He's still alive. So if I rejected even the idea of being a national chairman, then somebody who thinks he wants to trend with the name of Kenneth Okonkwo, the big cheap name, will now come to say that me lobbied for publicity secretary of a failed political party. Even if he's brilliant, he would have even said something that is believable. Because I cannot leave being a presidential spokesperson, which is a higher office, and start lobbying the same person I am speaking for a failed publicity secretary of a failed political party. This is ridiculous. So please, I wouldn't have even loved to reply to this, but if I didn't say anything, people would think maybe there's even a sense in what he was saying. All the journalists that ever repeated such nonsense, I regard them as classless, low IQ journalists. They couldn't even ask him certain questions. I don't even need to reply to such a thing because the lie is standing on its face. So please, I don't normally honestly reply to such liars. let them continue following their kind of leader that they have chosen.
Wow, wow, wow. How nice. So let them continue to follow the kind of leader that they have chosen, or their kind of leader that they have chosen. And we see they talk about somebody you once respected, you once served. According to you, you served the person. And we see they talk about them now. And a lot of people, when they talk, say, what is with all of this? And especially considering the way we say you used to talk about Atiku Abubakar for this next video, we say, I go play. Watch them.
Okay, do you want to talk about Tinubu's respect for rule of law? You will be embarrassed. Look at what's happening in Urchin State. Tinubu went to court and obtained the judgment of the Supreme Court that they were going to start transferring the local government money directly to them. 1 year after that, they have not implemented it. The Christian nations are now saying it, that the Christians are persecuted. The Christians are being slaughtered. And let me tell you, they might not tell you that openly, but it's because of the Muslim ticket. But when they see that Christians are more than 50% of the population, and you're doing Muslim ticket, you will see Christian people saying, no, these people must have been traumatized. And all that. That's why people like Atiku Abubakar, that's why they are insisting that our diversity would be respected. I'll tell you something that you may have not known. That's why people like Atiku Abubakar, that's why they are insisting that our diversity would be respected. I'll tell you something that you may have not known. Part of the reason that Atiku Abubakar had not been president before now is insistence on respecting our diversity. Part of the reason that Atiku Abubakar had not been president before now is insistence on respecting our diversity.
Well, I don't hear Kenneth Okonkwo account of all the things that happen and interpretation of how in brother be and how Peter Obi be and how Dr Katch be and the whole matter where be say talk and the kind of person we think say Atiku Abubakar be. Make gonna drop on a thought and a reaction. So what you wanna think about the interview? Do you think that people that are thinking that he's deliberately demarketing Peter Obi are right? Because people think that it's actually a deliberate effort to demarket Peter Obi and promote Atiku Abubakar. Now, waiting people they think that every opportunity, even if you feel say your brother offend you, the best way to go about no be the way we be say you could always destroy in character for inside an interview. That's what people are saying. While others they talk say no, allow him to express himself the way he wants and deems fit. You know, go feel make person vex, make you determine how the person go is respond or react. All right, make gonna drop on a thoughts. Make I know as this matter take do on for body. Thank you, plenty. See you on a later in the evening. Thank you. Bye. Love you.